Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. It's where we blend spirituality and practicality to help you live a life of purpose and joy. And we've got lots of callers. If you want to talk to me in a conversation, go to askjulieryanshow.com. Or if you're joining us on the YouTube live stream, just put your question in the chat. We've got Samantha joining us. She's on my team. Chris is going to man the Zoom part where people are calling in for our conversation. So you got three of us tonight. One quick reminder, I'm going to give away a free session next week. So remember to leave a review. Let us know what you think of the show, how we can make it better. If there are any guests you want me to have on, we'll reach out to them and we'll check them out. So just leave a review anywhere you listen to podcasts and also on YouTube. So, Chris, let's just bring in our first caller, please. Carol. Hi, Carol. I'm from Ohio. Me too. I'm concerned about my health and wondering about past life. Okay, what in particular about your health would you like to know? And what particularly would you like to know about a past life? So if you could type that in and then we'll come back to you. That would be great. If you guys are typing in a question on the YouTube live stream, just from a time standpoint, so I can get as many people on as possible, if you'd be really succinct in what your question is, and then we'll get right to it. So I'd love to scan your whole body. I'd love to talk to you at length, but that would be a private session. So just come back with a question. Let's see if we have another question. Here we go. Monique. Hello, Monique from Rotherland in England, Rotherfield in England. I would like to know why my mom is living in hospital. She was resuscitated twice and given a DNR, but seems to have gotten stable, but no better. Well, Monique, my gosh, I know that's a slog. I know it's really emotional when that happens. And I know that it's exhausting. And then you feel guilty because you don't want your mom to go, but then it's like, why is she hanging on? So she's hanging on because she's not ready to go. But let's talk to her and see what's going on. So I'm connecting to you, Monique, in England. And then I'm going to connect from you to your mama. Okay, why are you ready to go? Let's ask her that question. Are you ready to go? By the way, she's in phase 7 of the 12 phases of transition. And you can read all about that in my book. Actually, since I'm in my office tonight, I can show you one. I have props. I always feel like a game show host when I do this. Angelic attendance, what really happens as we transition from this life into the next. I'm trying to figure out how to get the glare off of it. If you want a free copy, go to julieryangift.com and we'll send you one, a free digital and audiobook download. All right. So, Monique, your mama, she's in phase 7 of the 12 phases of transition. That means that she's surrounded by angels and the spirits of deceased loved ones and pets. I always ask somebody at the end of their lives 3 questions. So, let's ask your mom, are you ready to go? She's saying, absolutely. Are you in pain at times? What do you need? Just for them to let me go. Who's them? My family and the doctors. Okay. So even though you have a do not resuscitate, also known as a DNR, they're feeding her and they're giving her water and maybe IVs and things like that. And if she's really ready to go, I think it's worth having a conversation with her doctors about that and calling in hospice. So I hope that helps. Monique, if you haven't read my book, read it because it'll help you navigate through this tough time at the end of your mom's life. Thanks for your question. Okay, if you want to have a conversation with me, ask julieryanshow.com. If you're coming in on YouTube, we're at Ask Julie Ryan, and just put a question in the chat. Remember to subscribe. Remember to share this episode with your family and friends. And if you want to put a question in the chat, just put your first name, put where you're located, and a concise question, something that's really specific, and we'll get your questions answered. Okay, Chris, who's next? Hi, Marina.
Hi. Can I ask my question?
Yes, where are you located?
I'm located in New York City.
Terrific. Yes. What's your question?
My question was about my cat, uh,
Okay. What's your cat's name?
Lisa.
Lisa. Oh, how cute is that? All right. One of my best
W-
friend's names. What's going on with Lisa?
we took her to the vet in at the beginning of April, and they took it from me and did some kind of test. They didn't allow me in. After that, we brought her home, and it was like completely different animal. She lives with us for 14 years, and all of a sudden, she start, I'm sorry, peeing outside of her box all over the house.
Mm,
She's
mm,
sleeping non-stop. She doesn't go upstairs when she used to go every day. She ate everything without change, and she was very picky about what she eats. But that time she ate everything. She sleeps, then she goes to eat, then she goes to sleep again, and the goes to it, and she's like, and her meow changed so drastically. It's like completely different. We didn't recognize our case. We changed the vet. They took like 3 or 4 different tests. First, it was suspicion diabetes, then kidney and stones. Then they don't know what is wrong with her. And
mhm.
all of a sudden, 2 months later, I gave her a bath. Like I pour water on her. She likes it when it's hot in summer. And 15 minutes later, our cat is back.
Wow. Just by giving her
So
a bath, she came back?
it was not even a bath. I just pour water like this on her, like I used to do all for 3 years already every day. She likes
Yeah.
this. She asked for this. And after that, everything is back. But
Good.
I'm afraid it will be back to her condition when she gained so much weight, I cannot even lift her.
Huh. It's almost like she was in a depression or something. Yeah, that she was traumatized by those
Um,
tests almost. So,
yeah.
let's talk to her. Let me get her on my radar and let's see what's going on and see how she's doing. So, a couple of days ago you said you poured the water on her or it was a while
Yes,
ago?
it was Tuesday.
Okay. All right. So I'm connecting to you. How this works is I raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit, and I'm going to watch a laser beam come from my body here in Birmingham, Alabama. It's going to hook into you in New York. And then I'm going to go from you to Lisa, and then we'll talk to her and see what she has to say. So here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama. Heading up to you. All right, got you going to Lisa. Lisa, what's up with your behavior before that's what I was getting was she was traumatized. She said it was like the water. She said it's kind of like when somebody is having a mental breakdown and you'll see in the movies sometimes they'll throw cold water in somebody's face and it's like they snap out of it. She said she snapped out of it. She's not dying at the moment. I'm not
Good.
getting that. She's I all I'm getting is she was traumatized. Has she had tests before?
Uh, they did it in front of me, but this time they took it
They
from
took
me,
her.
and I think
Yeah,
they're trying to insert something into her, and she like this. But
yeah,
they said, we managed to do it, but how they manage, I don't know. She was, and besides, taking my grief because
yeah.
she used to come to me take my grief. We
Yeah.
lost our son 10 months ago, so she's trying to
Oh, I'm
take
so sorry.
my grief.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I think she's gonna be fine. She's not dying. I get she was traumatized. When you were saying those other things she was being tested for, I was getting no, 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 like no diabetes, no whatever. So enjoy her, treat her like normal. And when she seems to kind of freak out, now you know what to do. Pour water on her, and that'll bring her
Yes,
back. Yeah.
yes.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Have you read my book about your son? Have you read my book that'll help you with your son's with your
I
grieving?
I no, I haven't. I found that I tried to read books that were recommended to me. I tried, and they pile
Yeah,
on my desk, and I cannot read a line because of my
it's too
brain
much.
condition.
All right.
I'm not.
Well, download the audiobook and listen to it and that might
Okay.
be easier. So just go to julieryangift.com and we'll have it in the show notes, and then download the free audiobook version and listen to it. And then that
Yes.
will help you, Marina,
Thank you so much.
with your grieving. You're welcome. Thanks for calling. Okay, if you want to talk to me, askjulieryanshow.com. If you're coming in on YouTube, we're at Ask Julie Ryan. Just put your question in the little chat box. Samantha's running it for us from my team, and we will get your question answered. Just put your first name and where you're located and what your specific question is, and we'll take some of those too. So let's see who's next. Hi, Joanne.
Hi.
How are you, my girl?
Okay.
Well, yeah, that doesn't sound convincing. Where are you? Let's go there first.
New Jersey.
Okay, what's going on? How may I help you?
I had two things. Um,
Okay,
3 years
let's
ago, I
just
had.
choose one, and if we have leftover
Oh,
time, we'll come back to you.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. Um, I just recently lost someone, and I was wondering if you would be able to get any messages to me.
Yeah, what's the person's name?
Greg.
Greg. Okay. All right. When we want to talk to any spirit, whether it's attached to a body or not, we just think of them. That tunes our satellite dish head to their frequency. Every spirit has a frequency they keep throughout all of their lifetimes. And then when we're tuned to Greg's frequency, it opens up a two-way communication. And you just say something to him and he'll answer you. And how you know that's coming from Greg, Joanne, is it's that first thing that snaps into your head, first thought that comes in your head. Sometimes it comes in before we've even finished asking the question or making this statement. So is there something that you want to say to him?
I want to know if he's okay. Um,
Yeah, he's great. He's in heaven. Yeah. Yeah, he's in great. He's great.
and just how to deal with this.
Okay. So the what he's saying is talk to him. That's the best
I
way.
do. I do.
Yeah. Good, good. And now you know it's that first answer that comes in your head. When we're in deep grief, though, a lot of times it's hard to get an answer because grief is a low vibration and spirit's pure love and joy. So they're on a high vibration. And it's like you're listening to different radio stations. So the easiest way to do this is to talk to Greg and just say, hey, come visit me in my dreams. Because when you're asleep, your brain can rest. And at night, we all go back to the factory preset vibration of spirit. So we can do that. And he'll come visit you in your dreams. How you know the difference between a regular dream and a visit from a loved one is the visits feel like they're in high def. It's like the colors are more vibrant, the senses are heightened. You're going to remember nuances and you're going to remember the visit in detail. And so that's how you can do that. He's showing me
I
being in
did.
a tropical place. Did he live in the tropics? Did he like the tropics? Did he visit the tropics? He's showing me a tropical place. He's showing me a beach, but it's deserted and it looks like it's uninhabited. I mean, it looks like there's a jungle behind it. So
Oh,
he's saying that life's a beach now. He's at the beach. And so he's
huh.
showing me him at the beach. What he's doing is he's saying, this is great because I think of something and it materializes. So he says, he thought, and he just showed me how it works. He says, I think of a lounge chair, and the lounge chair showed up. He says, I think of an umbrella, and the umbrella shows up. I think of a table next with snacks. He's got a bowl with shrimp on it, like shrimp cocktail almost, like peeled big shrimp.
Hmm.
And he's got what I would affectionately call an umbrella drink. It looks like a big margarita kind of a drink, and it's got an umbrella in it. He said, "This is great." He said, "I just think of something and it immediately materializes." So he is happy. He's healthy. He's whole. He's doing great. Yeah. Have you read
Okay.
my book yet, Angelic
Yes.
Attendance?
Hmm.
Great.
I have.
Great. Well, hopefully that will help you, be able to move along in your grief journey. One other thing too, Joanne, that I find that helps when I've been in grief, and I've said this to thousands of people over the years, is when you feel that wave of grief coming in, think of it as a wave of the ocean. And remember that there are three phases to waves in the ocean. There's calm, there's disruption when the wave comes in and hits the shore, hits the beach, and then there's repair when the wave recedes. So when you're feeling that wave of grief coming in, just picture the waves of the ocean. Know it's going to recede. Let it wash over you. Sometimes waves they're really strong. Like waves of grief are really strong. Waves in the ocean are really strong. They can be strong if there's a storm or it's high tide. So just picture the waves of the ocean, and hopefully that will help.
Okay.
So,
But he had no
okay.
special messages. No. Okay.
Yeah, he's on a beach, there's a
On a
jungle
beach.
behind him. I mean, all of that. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. And
okay.
that's what they show us. I laughed. I was interviewed this afternoon on another show, and I was saying, most of us, when we first talk to a deceased loved one, we want some like big philosophical, theological, like deep meaning message. They never come in with that ever. It's always like, hey, I'm on a beach, or hey, here's a daisy, or, they're showing me a dog, or they're showing me a train
Mhm.
set, or something that seems very benign, but it's them letting us know that it's them with whom we're talking. So I hope that helps. Ask him to visit you in your
Okay.
dreams. Keep doing it every night. He'll come.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks for calling. All righty. AskJulieRyanShow.com. If you're on YouTube, we're at Ask Julie Ryan. Remember to subscribe, share with a friend or a family member or whomever. And if you're on YouTube, just put your question in the chat. Give us your name, your first name, and where you're located, and then what your question is. Okay, let's see who's next. Hi, Gerald. Does your show come on any radio stations? We are not on radio anymore. We used to be. We used to broadcast. My home station was in Chicago, but we went to YouTube, and we're on all the podcast networks, and we're on Alexa. So anywhere you can reach podcasts, if you get the little podcast app on your phone, usually it's purple and it looks like a radio tower. And so you can find us there. Thanks for your question. Okay, let's see who else. Hi, David from Texas. Could you please give me a quick past life scan to see who I was in my most recent past life, please? Sure. Past lives are really fun because how they work is, um, or how I do it is, I envision myself in this endless hallway, and it has very narrow walls, very tall ceiling. And on the walls are these 12-inch by 12-inch square mirrors, and they're lined up perfectly, both vertically and horizontally in columns. And each square represents a different lifetime. So, what we're going to do is we're going to ask a question, and then the lifetimes that pertain to that will come out from the wall. And then I'll say, show me the one that pertains the most, is how I normally do it. In David's case, since he just wants to know what's his most recent past life, we'll just go there. So, here we go. I'm in the David hallway, and I think this is the Akashic Records, is what we're accessing. So, show me David's most recent past life. It's right in the further out I go in the hallway, it seems like from a linear time, the farther away the year is. So this one's really close, and I get 1902. Oh, in Singapore. Interesting. All right, what were you doing in Singapore? 1902. You're a man in that lifetime. You look like a banker. You look like a banker, because not that you physically look like the banker in Monopoly, but you dress like the banker in Monopoly. Three-piece suit, pocket watch. I can see the chain hanging down in that. I get you were in international finance. you had ties with, especially, I get the Rothschilds in London in the UK. I know there are Rothschilds all over. I know that some of them are in America too, but I get that you were involved with them. You were primarily working with bonds. So it'd be interesting to see if you're a banker in this lifetime or you're doing something in the financial services sector. But David, that's what I get, that you were in finance, more so even than a bank. You were more in, money management and bonds and working with the big wealthy families from around the world. So I hope that is intriguing. It's interesting. Sometimes we'll get, especially when I have you on a consult for an hour, we'll get enough information that we can check it out with historic records online, and that's so much fun when that happens. So we'll check that out too. Okay, let's see who's next. AskJulieRyanShow.com. Oh, Gerald, he's back. Oh, I get it now. I remembered whenever I used to listen to this show on 2 Dallas radio stations. Oh, Gerald asked about the radio stations before last year. Thanks for telling me why it never comes on the radio. Yeah, we decided to focus on YouTube and on the podcast because we reach a much bigger audience. But thank you for listening when we were on the radio show, and I'm thrilled that you found us on YouTube. Gary, I'm Gary from Hendersonville, North Carolina. I want to know why I got Parkinson's and what to do to rid myself of it. Okay, Gary, why did you get Parkinson's? I get you were exposed to chemicals. Don't know where they were, but you were exposed to chemicals that gave you the Parkinson's, like fertilizer chemicals. Did you live near a golf course, or did you live out in the country where they were spraying with chemicals? I get that that's what caused your Parkinson's. Let's do a healing on you. I'm going to connect into you energetically. Again, I raised my vibrational level. I'm going to watch a laser beam come in and hook into you in North Carolina. So here we go. I'm going to have a hologram of you in my mind's eye, and then something will be identified, and then we'll have a healing off of it. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading up to you in North Carolina. All right, got you. Shoot energy from your feet up through the top of your head. Okay, your energy field, Gary, looks like snow or static on a malfunctioning TV or computer screen. I don't know if you're old enough to remember when the TV stations used to sign off at night. They would just leave this kind of snowy stuff on the screen when the station would tune off. So I've got that. I'm grounding you. When I see somebody get grounded, and again, when I say I, it's spirit working through me and with me to help facilitate healings. So I'm watching you get grounded by there are these stakes that come out of the bottom of your feet and they hook into the core of the earth. And that's what grounds you. By doing that, that static or that snow just stopped. And I can see clearly now. I think that's a song. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. So I can see clearly now in your body. And what I'm watching is I'm watching an IV of glutathione. You want to look into that. There's a guy in Florida named David Perlmutter, Perlmutter. He's a neurologist. You want to do an internet search on him, find his YouTube video because he has patients where he's filmed them and they're really struggling. They have Parkinson's. He gives them a glutathione IV, and then 20 minutes later, they're walking fine. They have no tremors. It's pretty remarkable. So the glutathione will help. And then let's do a DNA healing on you while I got you. So DNA is the recipe that tells the cells how to behave. It looks to me like a piece of paper you'd see in a fortune cookie with the fortune written on it. DNA is comprised of 4 nucleic acids. They're represented by 4 letters, A, T, C, G. I'm watching the letters. Of course, DNA is the recipe that tells the cells how to behave. I'm watching the letters get rearranged in the DNA strand. So we're restoring it back to a normal recipe. There's been a mutation that's causing your Parkinson's symptoms. So when it's done, one strand can have 100,000 letters, can have a billion letters on it. And so imagine I'm watching those letters get rearranged. And once it's done getting resequenced, it snaps back into an X chromosome. Because, everybody has an X. Girls have two X, have an X and a Y. So I always see the strands of DNA come out of an X chromosome. So I hope that helps. Thanks for your question. Okay, let's see who's next.
Oh,
Hi,
awesome.
Tara.
Hi, how are you?
I'm terrific. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I mean, I could be
Great.
better, but I'm happy to see you.
Thank you. You too. You look like you got a mask around your chin.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right.
So
Well, where are you located?
I'm in Oxnard, California.
Oh, yes. I know Oxnard. Terrific. You got a question for me?
I do. I spoke to you, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and we had talked about doing I was having my breast implants removed for surgery and so forth to see if it would help with
Yes.
my condition. And I did
Right.
have it done. Surgery
Good.
went beautiful. Like
Great.
um what has happened since then, which I had it on June 6th, is I'm having, I think it's like mast cell activity or histamine
Mm,
intolerance. I literally cannot eat food. The
mm.
only thing I'm able to eat right now is white rice. And
Okay.
I am getting major histamine flushes. I've lost
Okay.
30 pounds a month.
Oh, heavens.
Um, I am working with an allergist, but I feel like he just wants to dump me on medication.
Mhm.
For some reason, I can't take over the counter Benadryl, Zyrtec. I get the same major flushing and it's just ongoing.
Mhm.
So I kind of want to know, like from a psychic end, if you can help me either figure out what to do. I don't know if it's mold in me. I'm ordering a mold test. I don't know. I'm at a loss, but I'm scared.
Yeah, I
Because I
bet.
just
And did you have a mold problem in your home as well? Am I remembering that correctly?
back in November we did, and we did go ahead and like take care of it. And they put in these laminate floors. And I feel like since the flooring went in, I've had these issues. Um, but I never did a mold test for myself because I was getting the breast implants out. Um,
Mhm.
and I just had so much going on with my health condition that I kept saying, okay, I'm going to order it. And I just never got to. So I'm actually picking it up tonight from
Good.
a functional medicine, and I'm going to do it. But I'm just scared. I'm at a loss. We keep going to ER. My blood sugars, I'm a nurse, so I'm testing my blood sugars dropping. I
Mhm.
trying, don't know what to do.
Okay, let me
I'm
get you on
literally,
my radar and see what's going on. But the surgery went well. I'm delighted to hear that because you went out of state for it. Didn't you go to Kansas or someplace?
I went to Oklahoma and it did go
Oklahoma.
good. I had major reactions there, but I got in and out and we flew back to California. But I did it. I did
Yeah.
it.
Good girl. Wonderful. Have you talked to your surgeon's office about this too?
I have. They don't really, I don't think, want to put their hands in it. You know, he kind of just took care of the surgery and that was
Mhm.
really it.
Yeah. Yeah. Not his wheelhouse. Okay.
Yeah,
What I'm getting is that your body's detoxing. I agree with you. Being in a mast cell response, most likely. Let me get you on my radar and I can see that. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama. Okay, got you. Shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. You're in a major mast cell response. Mast cells look to me like a clear cell, Tara, and they have a red dot in the middle of them. That's what mast
okay.
cells look like to me. Your whole body is covered in them. So what we're doing is adding anti-inflammatory energy, which is a royal blue color. This is the energetic healing that's happening. Got that going on. Let's just do the full detox system. I think your body's trying to detox and it's just overloaded by all the
Yeah.
detoxification that's happening. So two big U-shaped magnets are on either side of your body. They're going up and down your body. They're joined in the middle. They're going up and down your body. They're pulling out metallic particulates. They look like little specks of glitter, both shiny, sparkly, and also dull. And then there are these little fibers of metal that remind me of the metal that you'd see inside of steel wool pad that you use in
Okay.
the kitchen. Do you remember those back in the day? I don't know if they still make them. They might,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm seeing. Okay, lymph cleanse. There's a big tube that's a vertical oval. It's inside your body, but it's on the front side of your body. All your lymph fluid is going in there. It's spinning. As I'm looking at you, it's spinning in a clockwise direction. And there's a hole that's open on the bottom of each of your feet. And that's where the toxins are coming out of your body down through the bottom of your feet. And then there's a big dome that's come down on top of you that's metal, and it's pulling out lymph nodes that have sequestered toxins. You got a bunch of them. Lymph nodes look
Yeah.
like little D3 capsules that, um, that you take just with your regular vitamins. And the ones that have sequestered toxins can look brown or black inside of them. So those are being removed. You're being sprinkled with stem cell energy, light amber colored gel, sparkles, reminds me of dippity doo. And then there are vortices above your head, beneath your feet, on either side of you, front and behind. They're all spinning concurrently. That's going to regenerate your lymph nodes and get that going. Okay, so irrigating the lymph system, it's like reverse osmosis purification for your lymph fluid, which is where all those toxins are going. Let's go ahead and do your liver and your kidneys because they're working really hard to detoxify too. So imagine that there's a spiral that's inside your liver. I'm looking at you from behind. It's spinning in a clockwise direction as I'm looking at you from behind. And as that spiral comes down around the right side and on the bottom and up the left, it's throwing off sludge. The sludge looks to me like, have you ever made fudge candy? Where,
Yeah.
you cook it, and then before you put it in the whatever the mold is for it to solidify, then that's what it looks like. It looks like hot fudge candy, not hot fudge you
Oh,
put on ice cream, but the candy that you make. And then, I'm watching that in your liver and both kidneys. You're gonna get through this, but your body's just detoxing from a lot, not only from the surgery, but from all the other toxins from those implants and also from the mold exposure and everything else. Congratulations. I'm so
so
delighted that it's over for you. You're on the downhill slide,
feel
girl.
like so blessed that I got through to you because I've been so scared. And I have the mask because I'm reacting to perfumes, laundry soap, just I feel like I need to be in a bubble. So I'm glad to hear that you see me on the other side
Oh,
somehow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, your bucket's just full, of detox. And then one little stimulus is gonna, it's just gonna make your bucket overflow. So I
Right.
don't know. I think the mask is like, you're breathing in all your own toxins that your body's trying to exhale. I wouldn't wear the mask if I were you. I
That's true,
think
but it's it gets all over like I don't know how to explain it. I get
I
this film.
understand, but I think let those toxins come out however they're gonna come out. I'd
Okay.
lose the mask if I were you. I'm getting that from spirit too. Okay, good. She's taking it off for those of you that are listening and not watching. Okay, girl, keep us posted. I hope you feel better.
I thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye. AskJulieRyanShow.com if you want to have a conversation. If you're joining us on YouTube, just put your chat or put your question in the chat box, put your first name and where you're located and what your specific question is. And we're taking questions from both. So let's see who Chris has lined up next for us. I never know who's going to be calling. Nella, hi, Nella, because it's always a surprise for me. And one other thing I forgot to mention is for those of you that are listening, if you're listening real time or if you're listening in the future, it doesn't matter how far in the future once we release the show. I want you to envision what the healings look like as I'm describing them, because it's spirit working through me and through all of you to help somebody heal. It's like the power of prayer when or the power of meditation when we're all meditating for one specific cause. All that energy goes in. And I get emails all the time from people who say, I didn't call in. I was listening to your show a year later, and I had the same issue as a caller, and whatever the issue was in me got healed too, just from listening to the show, because it's all that healing energy. So, Nella, hi, girl.
Hi, Julie. Thank you for accepting my call.
You're welcome.
I'm
Well, we
calling
thank
from
Chris.
England.
Where are you in
I'm
England?
yes, in England.
Where in England?
Close to Birmingham.
Oh, yeah. But you say it Birmingham over there. We say it Birmingham here. Yeah. But you
Yeah.
guys have it right because you were speaking English before we were even a country, long before. That's how I feel.
Probably.
Like, okay, you win. You get it. Oh, good. Well, thanks for staying up so late. What time is it there? It's probably like 2 in the morning or something.
Yeah, 40 minutes past 1.
Oh, goodness, girl. What's going on? How may I help you?
I have also a question about the cat. Her name is Gemmy,
Yeah.
and she is pulling her hair, and we don't know why.
Yeah,
The
she's
vet
got allergies.
allergies.
She's got she's got allergies that came in. Before I even get a person or an animal on my radar, I'm starting to get what I call divine downloads. Just listening to you, spirit's given me information. So allergies. Did you change a rug? Have you changed anything in your home that she would lay on or walk on? Is she an indoor cat? Does she go outside? She goes
She's indoor
outside.
cat, but she can go outside to the garden only, which is cat proof. So that's
Yeah.
her environment only, really, the garden, the house. I
Yeah.
don't remember changing any kind of chemicals, washing liquids, nothing like that. Do you get any answer about the food allergies, or is it some chemicals allergies?
No, I'm connected into her right now. I connected into you and then from you to her. I don't ask permission with pets or animals, but I do with people. If somebody wants me to scan somebody else, I mean, I'm like, okay, but the pets, I don't ask permission. They all say yes anyways. All right, Gemma, what's causing it? I'm getting outdoor toxins and it's chemicals, some kind of chemicals. Are there Do you have a chemical fertilizer that you put in the garden or in your on your lawn,
No.
on your grass, or anything like that? It's just has it started recently or has it been going on for a while?
For a while, nearly from the beginning when she was a kitten, so it's a month. Yeah.
So she's young.
She's young, yeah, she doesn't even have a 1 year. She's very
Okay.
young.
I get environmental toxins and I get it's outside. It's not inside. It's something outside that she's having an allergic reaction to. So let's just redo her little cat DNA. How about that? And see if we can
Please.
reprogram that. Yeah. So it looks really little. The human DNA looks like a piece of paper in a fortune cookie. Cat DNA looks really little. I'm gonna have to talk to my daughter-in-law, Dr. Mal, about this, who's a veterinarian. I'm gonna say, I saw cat DNA. Okay. So I'm watching these teeny little letters get rearranged on there, and I watched it just snap back in. There was one strand that came out. Uh, yeah, I think I get that she was exposed before she was born, when she was in utero. So her mom was exposed to something and that carried through with her. That was an environmental something something, and now her system thinks that it is. Let's rewire her neurological system too, because sometimes it's just like a loop that's spinning. There's not really an allergen that's affecting it long term, but it's like a loop that the brain plays over and
Mhm.
over again. So I'm watching that. Oh, this is interesting. I haven't seen this before. This is before you were born, but we used to have this thing called cassette tapes or audio tapes where it was on actually like a ribbon. Do you cassette tapes? Yeah, and you could wind it. Hers was really loose. So I watched it get wound tighter, and it looked like it reminded me of a cassette tape where you could put your finger in the middle and you could use your fingernail to twist it when the tape came out if it got loose. Hers was loose. Interesting. I haven't seen that before. So, yeah, it's kind of like it wasn't her immune system was loosey goosey for a different for a you know for a way to describe it. But hopefully that helps. But I get it's an external irritant that's causing it. Do you have a bunch of plants and stuff in your garden that she's in and out of, or
It's mostly grass. We don't even fertilize it, and there is just one big plant. It's like, oh, I don't know the name in the English. It's like a flowering plant with a big purple flowers.
okay, like a
Yeah,
hibiscus or something like that? Maybe?
let me just very, very quickly. I'm
It
sorry.
doesn't matter. It's okay. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, see if that helps, and I hope she feels better.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you
You're
very much.
welcome. Thanks for staying up so late to be with us. We get to talk to you real time in the future. That's always fun. Thanks, Stella.
Please.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. You too.
Alrighty. If you want to have a conversation with me, askjulieryanshow.com. If you're coming in on YouTube on the live stream, we're at Ask Julie Ryan. Just put your question in the chat, put your first name and where you're located, and we'll be taking some more questions from YouTube. It's always fun to see who calls in and who's joining us from YouTube. So let's see who Chris has picked next. Chris is my picker. Hi, Vanessa.
Hey Julie, how are you?
I'm terrific. How are you, my girl?
Good. I'm excited.
Me too. Where are you? Where are you located?
I'm calling from Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville. What part?
Antioch
Okay.
area. I actually had a reading done from you in May. I did a urgent call reading with you.
Yeah.
You helped me with my concussion symptoms that I was having. You did a healing. Right now I'm calling because I've been having like excessive thirst and
Mhm.
like blurry vision. These are like all random symptoms, but I don't know if they're like related. And I got a little worried because I went into the endocrinologist and that kind of had a hard time sticking me because I've been like really thirsty and I've noticed that a lot. And then I've been urinating like frequently.
Mhm.
They told me red blood cells were elevated and my testosterone is high as well. I don't know if it's all connected, um, but I'm a little worried. Yeah,
Yeah.
about
And
that.
you're a nurse, if I remember correctly. Are you a nurse or
Yeah,
a medical provider? Yeah. See, I remember
yeah.
you. I remember you. All right. Let me get you on my radar. I'm so thrilled that you're at least feeling better from when I got to talk to you a month ago.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna ask you as well, how how do you help the healings integrate? Because I don't know if it's integrated yet, but I wanna help it integrate.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get you on my radar. Let's see what's going on. The reason they had trouble sticking you to get the blood tests and stuff is 'cause you're
Mhm.
dehydrated. And that's why you're
Okay.
so thirsty, is what I'm getting.
Mhm.
I also get that you're detoxing. We worked on your brain to get the scar
Mhm.
tissue out of there and use stem cell energy to regenerate those parts of your brain. So we've got that going on. I'm looking at that. Your brain looks good. Your brain looks really
That's
good.
it.
It's yeah, all the neural pathways are lit up. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, brain matter looks like thick cooked oatmeal to me, and scar tissue in it has the consistency of soft butter. And then scar tissue in the brain looks like chicken cartilage, the kind you'd see in a chicken breast with the bone in. And so we remove that. We use stem cell energy to regenerate your brain. Your brain looks great. When I see scar tissue in the brain, it can include neural pathways. And neural pathways look like little laser beams that crisscross a room as part of a security system in a museum or in a home or a building. I know you've seen a movie on TV where some thieves are trying to steal artwork out of a museum, perhaps, and they're stepping over
Yeah.
The laser beams are rolling under him, or Ocean's 11, they brought in a little gymnast and, he was like doing somersaults over and under the laser beams. So your laser beams are all lit up. Your head looks good. So let's see what's going on. The symptoms you were describing to me sounded like classic diabetes symptoms, but your endocrinologist should have picked up on that if that was going on. And I'm not getting that you have diabetes. Are you
They said
craving sugar?
I am. I am
Yeah.
actually. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
They told
getting.
the labs were all normal, so it's not diabetes. They did some more tests to look at the testosterone and the increased red blood cells. They might put me on hormones. That's what they said, like birth control or something. Um, mm,
The testosterone levels are gonna go up when your body's, in an immune response, having an immune response, inflammation
mm,
response. So I'm getting that calm down with the anti-inflammatory energy, which is a royal blue color. I didn't get that you were diabetic, but I got that you were craving sugar. So what I'm thinking is happening is that your blood sugar levels are not stable. And,
mhm.
whenever our blood sugar level elevates, we release insulin. Insulin causes inflammation, and I think that's all what's going on. How are you doing food-wise? Can you stay real low on the food chain, and if God made it, eat it. If man made it in a factory, do your best to avoid it?
I, I in the past I used to be really like healthy, but lately with the concussion, I've just kind of like
Yeah.
let myself go a little, like do like
Yeah, yeah.
mm,
Well, you're getting a dopamine hit off of the junk
yeah,
food, so it makes you feel
yeah,
better temporarily, but it's causing a lot of inflammation. I what I'm getting is that's the cause of the response, the inflammatory response that they're picking up. So try and get off
okay.
the sugar. The thing that's helped me
Mhm,
stay off sugar for 5 years, Vanessa, is the brain octane oil from Bulletproof, and you
mhm.
can get it on Amazon. It comes in capsules, it comes in a liquid form, it comes in little purse packs that I'll carry in my purse and I'll put it on a salad. It is the number one thing that helps me stay off sugar and has for 5
So
years.
the
If
mhm. So
if
like the
you
high
can't
blood sugar you think has to do with the vision problems and the thirst, and if I kind of cut down on it, it'll help some.
I think if you eliminate it, stay low on
Okay.
the food chain. If God, yeah, look at her. You guys that are listening, her eyebrows are raised like to the top of
I,
her hairline, and she's like, "Sugar, I have to give up sugar." I know. I lived with that for 60 years. I get you on that. But give up the sugar, give up anything processed because it absorbs like
mhm.
sugar, causes an insulin response. Insulin's released. Every time insulin's released, it can cause an inflammatory response. I think you get your gut healthy, you eat
Mhm.
healthy, you get some good fats, get a lot of protein, and all this stuff's going to heal on its own. Stay off of the sugar. The sugar is causing a lot of problems for you,
Yeah,
and the junk food. So
okay.
try and eat as healthy as you can. One other trick too, Vanessa, is how you eat,
Mhm.
the sequence in which you eat your food. So try and eat veggies first, because the fiber in them lines the GI tract with kind of a
Mhm.
fibery, it looks to me like a net, like a fish net. And then you want to eat your protein and fat because that coats that fish net. So then if you want to eat carbs like fruit, eat them at the end of your meal, eat them as dessert, and they're not going to have as big of a glucose spike
Okay.
in your body. And there's a gal who has wonderful graphics of this, and she's the one who taught me this. She's called the Glucose Goddess on Instagram. And also, if you just do an internet search on Glucose Goddess, and you'll be able to see just these charts that'll say, okay, you eat a bagel by itself for breakfast and your blood sugar spikes almost off the chart. You eat bacon and eggs and then a bagel, and there's just this little tiny hump, and it's not an
Okay.
insulin release hardly at all. So try that too. Then you're going to completely heal from all this stuff.
Alright. You even like the head concussion, you think?
Yep,
Yeah.
lots of omega-3s like we talked about when we did our session. Yeah, Okay. Thanks for calling. Hope
Thank
you
you.
feel better. You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye, honey. All righty. Well, I think we have time for one more question, Chris. If you want to put somebody else through, maybe two if it's a YouTube one. Here's a YouTube one, a YouTube and a caller, if we've got that. Hi, Myra. And she's from Dothan, Alabama. That's just south of me a couple of hours. My brother Bobby was found in bed Sunday morning dead. Oh, I'm so sorry. And I want to know what happened. And if he has a message for me, please let him know I love him. Oh, God bless you. Read my book or listen to the audio book for angelic attendants, julieryangift.com. Anybody that's listening, you want a copy, julieryangift.com, or just go on askjulieryan.com and it's right at the top of the homepage. And you can put a note there. So Myra, download it and share it with all your family and friends who knew Bobby. I get there was an aneurysm. He had an aneurysm. And I get that it was a cerebral aneurysm. So he's saying he didn't suffer. What a way to go. He was in his bed. He was asleep and he's saying it was smooth. Interesting comment to make for somebody who's just passed, but I get it was a cerebral aneurysm, neurological aneurysm, and he went in his sleep. So the thing to remember too is we all decide when we go, where we go, how we go, who's with us or not when we go. And it's hard for those of us that are left behind to understand why anybody would, go like that suddenly. But we don't know what his spirit came in to explore and experience. We also don't know what all of his past lives have been. So, he's doing what his spirit wanted to experience in this lifetime. And I know my Mima, who died 6 weeks shy of 100, she prayed for 20 years that she would go in her sleep, and she got her wish. She passed in her sleep. So, how wonderful is that? What a way to go. So I hope that helps. Listen to or read my book. I believe it'll bring you some comfort and peace as well. All righty. Chris, I think let's take one more caller or question. Hi, Louise.
Hi, I got lucky.
Yeah, and you guys that are listening, you should have seen her face. It was so cute. She was like, "Oh, they chose me." Hi, Louise. Where are you?
Hi, I'm in Canada.
Okay, terrific. Well, thanks for joining us. You got a question
Mhm.
for me?
Yeah, it's for my husband today.
Yeah.
Can you read him? I wanted to know to help him out what's happening with his prostate.
Yeah, sure. Your husband today, do you have a different husband every day of the week?
No, I'm like that. He's very calm and peaceful.
You said you said, "It's for my husband today." It's
Well,
just
today, me another day. Me another
yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah. You want me to scan your husband today. That was really cute.
Yeah.
I thought, "Oh, okay. Maybe she's got a harem of husbands or something up there."
Yeah.
All right. What's his first name, Louise?
David.
David. Okay. So he knows we're gonna be talking about him?
Yes, I asked his
Okay.
permission. He would never come on, so I asked his
Well,
permission.
yeah. Especially since we're talking about his nether regions. 2 girls talking about his nether
I
regions.
know, with my face on here. I tried everything to cover it up, but here you go.
Okay. All right. You could have called him Harvey or something. Anyways, all right, here we go. I'm
Oh, I
going to
didn't know
connect
that.
into you. I'm going to connect into you. And then from you to David. Here we go. Comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading really far north from me. Okay, got you going to David. David, I'm talking to your lovely wife. So he's like, yeah, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, yeah, it's fine. He just said it like that. Okay. All right. Going and looking at the prostate. Okay. So it's enlarged. Obviously, is he having to go to the bathroom a lot? Yeah.
Yeah,
At night,
yeah.
probably especially. Okay. I'm looking at it. There's a couple of areas on it that they don't look malignant, Louise, but
Mhm.
mm, they look like they've had a lot of wear and tear on them. Kind of like they remind me of a sunspot. When
Mhm.
we can get those brown spots as we
Mhm.
age and they usually are on our face. Yeah, thanks a lot. for, son for
Yeah.
that. Can we have him someplace that isn't visible to everybody else? So what I'm watching is, imagine a cross between, you're going to love this. He'll be mortified when he hears this. Imagine a cross between a, a potato peeler
Yeah.
and a cheese slicer, the kind that just has the handle with the wire, and you can slice a really thin piece of cheese. So what I'm watching is
Yeah.
I'm watching that get his prostate get sliced with like that cheese slicer or a potato peeler. And it comes off in, like, when you're peeling a potato, like the skin, when you're using the potato peeler, it just comes off in
Yeah.
those really thin strips of the peel. That's what I'm watching. And what happens is it's going to make the prostate smaller so that it's not going to be pressing on the urethra, and that he has to get up and go to the bathroom a lot. And we're telling him we're peeling off his sunspots on his prostate. It'll make him happy.
Okay. Because
So,
when he had his last exam, he said she went in too deep and hurt him. It like this started happening after that.
oh, that may
I wondered
be
if she had
those
nails, you
spots.
know?
Yeah, I wonder, they may have been bruises at one point. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. Okay. So, were they going in to do a biopsy?
No, she was going in just to test his prostate.
Okay. All right. I don't know what that means, but sounds good. Okay. So,
Fortunately never had it done. Yeah.
yeah, we don't have those parts. Okay. So we have lots of other fun parts though too as women. Got
Mhm.
that going. All right. So what I'm watching is I'm watching the urine void through his prostate. Prostate doesn't look inflamed, it just looks enlarged. How young is he?
Mhm. 75.
Okay. So it's had a lot of wear and tear in those 75
Uh-huh.
years. All right. So making it
Yeah.
smaller. They do a surgery with a laser. They also, some urologists will call it a TURP, TURP, and they'll go in and they'll
Mhm.
shave parts of the
He's heard of that.
prostate off.
He's heard of that.
Yeah, TURP.
Okay.
It's like transurethral resectioning of the prostate or something like that. TURP, TURP,
Okay.
as in Peter. If you
Mhm.
look that up online, you'll see that.
Yeah, I will.
So hopefully that will help him with that. So tell him he's a trooper to let us all, work on his prostate.
I will. He just
Okay.
knocked on the door. I said, out, out.
He's eager to hear what we came up with, right? Tell
I
him
know.
tell him that it's smaller. Tell him he's got the prostate of like a 35-year-old now.
Oh, I'll tell him that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll like that. Okay.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
very much.
calling. You
All
bet.
right.
Good
Thanks.
night.
Bye.
Alrighty, everybody. That's it for this week. How fun was that last call with Louise? So remember to like, subscribe, leave a review. We'll announce a winner. We'll choose a review that somebody has left. We'll announce the winner of a free session with me, valued at $250. And we'll announce that next week. So sending you lots of love from Sweet Home, Alabama. Mwah! Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Bye. Bye.
To enhance your spiritual journey, click on one of the videos below and remember to subscribe, leave a comment, and share with your family and friends.